Yeah, I'll give it about like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean you can send the ping whenever, Joe. But I will deafen you, Rotom, and then we will do our intro stuff, and then ping when we're ready for y'all to get searching.
Sounds good.
See you on the other side. Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Well, we are live, so welcome on in, everybody. Let's get some music playing. There's probably just dead silence and then a little bit of me typing there, which is a little bit awkward. But anyway, there are two battles happening right now, back to back. The first one is going to be the San Diego Pachirisus versus the Canadian Sarilliges. The second is going to be the New York Empoleon versus the Atlanta Talonflames. And I, Goldo Dragon, am joined by Coach Pizza Box Joe.
Hey, folks.
And we're going to be commentating the first game. I'm playing in the second game, so I will not be commentating the second game. So we're going to find somebody else to do it. Joe will be on for both.
I sure will.
And that's where we're at right now. So, yeah, go ahead and if you haven't done that stream ping, Joe, feel free to send that over. And we will...
Sure. Whoops. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm just having fun with my message.
We will get started talking about things. So earlier today and later today, we saw two games that are going to be played in the Violet Conference. But this one is a Scarlet Conference match, and it is the team in first versus the team in sixth. That said, the spread between those teams is not as great as you would think, and if the San Diego Pachirisus come away with a 3-point victory, they will be just 3 points out, which is one game away from potentially tying first. So, as much as the spread looks wide, we're still in the first half of the season, and the San Diego Pachirisus have a very significant chance to really end the first half on a very solid note here and put themselves very much in the hunt for playoffs and beyond. Anyway, the teams are the San Diego Pachirisus have Rapid Strike Urshifu Blastoise, Mimikyu, Hisuian Gudra, Iron Crown, Gliscor, and Hisuian Samurott, with 3 Terra Captains of the Okidogi, the Talonflame, and the Galvantula. While on the Canadian Sarilliges side, they have the Darkrai, which is an S tier, so they'll only have 2 Terra Captains, the Granbull, the Galarian Slowking, Cyclizar, Rotom Wash, Lycanroc Dusk, Goldango, Ursaluna, and then the 2 Terra Captains are Chestnut and Glastrier. Joe, I don't know if I sent you their sets, so let me go ahead and do that real quick.
You didn't, but that's totally fine. You just did both teams or just one team?
I did both.
Okay, I was typing in between there, so I wasn't entirely listening. But it looks like it's just me at the stream right now, so that's not a problem. This is an interesting matchup. I really like the Canadian Sarilliges team. It's a bit wonky, but it's just full of a bunch of really fun mons. I love Ursaluna just as a mon. It's goofy. It hits like a truck, and I want to see it every week, even though it doesn't always have the best matchup. But I feel like there's always a way to find a way to weave it in.
Yeah, that's the thing about
like
Ursaluna is it just takes a hit, right? So its
right.
Usual fail case is a 1-for-1, and it's very hard to find a scenario where that's not true.
Exactly. And same with Goldango. Goldango almost always takes a hit. Even in a rare case where, maybe you're not running a super bulky set on Goldango, you can often run a good defensive berry and often just take a knockoff, hit back in return with a Make It Rain, switch out, live another day, and you're chipping something pretty solidly. So I do like those couple of mons on that side. Not to mention there's a Darkrai that we didn't say anything about that has both offensive and defensive pressure for some reason. But not to be outdone, we do have the San Diego Pachirisus with some solid mons. I'm a Shell Smash guy. I see a Blastoise on that side. Is that necessarily the way you want to use Blastoise? No. Is that necessarily the way that I want to use Blastoise? Every single time. So I want to see some Shell Smash action tonight. I hope the crowd wants to see some Shell Smash action tonight. Say that 6 times fast. That's tough. Gliscor up there in one of my all times of Pokemon. It's just a goofy looking mon, and it's a good mon. Double-edged sword there, and just some other top tier mons. We got an Urshifu and a Samurott Hisui on that side. Never to be outdone. I think we're in for a good matchup. What are two mons that you think are definitively coming, one on each team? Gold.
Interesting. I was actually about to posit a mon I want to see come in this week, and that is the Cyclizar.
That works for me.
That is the Cyclizar because it hasn't come once and is the only removal for the Canadian Ceruledges. And into a Hisui and Samurott, bringing no removal when your team has things that are so easily spammed by Dark-type moves, in terms of like the Goldango, obviously the Rotom can't really switch into that very well, is the Galarian Slowking. Like, it feels like if you don't bring Cyclizar, you better have a very distinct game plan for how you're going to play around the likely spikes that are going to come up. Because Scarf, Hisui, and Samurott is going to set 1, 2, possibly 3 layers of spikes just because. You know, gets good switch-ins. It has good opportunities to get in on the field here. Threaten with a Water-type move to force things out while then getting up spikes on its own. On the other side...
Cookie, thank you for your Tier 1 subscription. Welcome to the chat. I don't know if we've seen you around before, but welcome for a great couple of battles we're about to get into. What were you about to say there, Golden?
Yeah, I mean, no, that's important. Thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate it here. But just on the other side of the equation here, we're looking at, like, the San Diego Pachirises have done a good job bringing different mons, but the Urshifu has, in multiple occasions, almost brought back, like, 1v3s, 1v4s already this season. And looking at the matchup, right, Water and Fighting is really, really strong, especially coming from a physical attacker. Chestnut, physically defensive Chestnut might be one of your few answers that can actually like switch in reliably and take a hit or two, but it's not really going to appreciate like a Swords Dance close combat, you know, like, and just U-turning it means it's hard for it to switch in for free. So, yeah, really curious to see how that Urshifu is going to get run. Do expect it to come, though, because, again, Water just looks like a really, really good offensive type.
It certainly does. And even with the Chestnut, it has the ability to Terra, and losing the Fighting type might actually be helpful here in just going Terra Grass. If you see Terra Grass into your Urshifu and click something like an Iron Defense, your what is it? The Surging Strikes is not going to do a whole lot of damage, even doubling down on your grass. I know the Iron Defense gets negated, but you're not adding an extra weakness. The close combat then becomes your move to spam. You're probably doing okay, so that might be a reliable answer here.
Yeah, but anyway, we've got them waiting. We've got another battle after this, so let's let them get started. Jody, why don't you go ahead and give them a ping? Let them know they can start searching.
Sure. Absolutely.
As for the rest of everybody, we will jump over to that screen with the battle coming up momentarily. And as a reminder, again, there's going to be a little bit of a transition period. We're going to have a little interview with the coaches, as we always do after the fight. But we are also going to transition to new casters for the second battle right after. So don't go anywhere. The stream will not end between battles. And we will be just transitioning from one directly to the other. So stay tuned for that, of course, as we get through this one. But of course, let's not pretend this isn't the main event right now. We've got a battle on our hands, and the coaches are searching at this point. And let's see which 6 mons they have chosen to bring.
So we see on Rotom's side the Goodra, the Doofus,
why did it get so much
the
bigger?
Okidogi.
It just randomly got huge.
Whoa, it got real big.
Hold on, everybody. We're doing some live editing here.
Clearly, this stream is a grower, not a shower. Sorry if there are any children in the chat. But we got Goodra, Okidogi, Mimikyu, Gliscor, Urshifu, and Galvantula with the Focus Sash coming out first on Rotom's side, and on Zach's side, we've got the Rotom Wash, which is not at all confusing. Darkrai, Goldango, Glacier, Cyclizar, and Galarian Slowking.
It just got like massive. I don't know what happened.
I just want to point out something kind of funny, that 4 out of the 6 mons on Zach Mander's side are genderless. Not that I think Attract Plagues could have come here, but just interesting to note that there are so many genderless Pokemon on that team. Something to think about if you're trying to get sneaky and cheeky.
Sneaky and cheeky.
Sneaky and cheeky. Put that on a poster. But we do see the immediate Cyclizar lead to counter the Galvantula, which most likely has Sticky Whips if you're leading with Focus Sash. I haven't actually looked at the sets. We do have access to their sets, but I like flying by the seat of my pants in the battle, speculating what Mons could bring, and seeing what choices people make without the limited knowledge, kind of potentially from the perspective of the battlers. And then comes the Mimikyu. With an air balloon. Interesting. And it's just gone.
Air balloon Mimikyu trying to wall something, clearly. Maybe Ursaluna?
Probably
just
an Ursaluna,
full
but
wall.
Ursaluna can hit ghost types.
Not that
With
Ursaluna.
normal type moves.
Different Ursaluna.
Blood Moon doesn't Blood Moon still hit?
Blood Moon does.
Oh,
this is
not
not this is
Ursaluna.
not Blood Moon.
Blood
This
Moon
is
does,
the
you're right. It does get scrappy though, doesn't it?
This one maybe, but it usually runs guts or a nerve or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
But the air balloon popping is also notable because the Mimikyu's disguise pops at the exact same time.
Correct.
So you brought it in hard, and now you're going to have to figure out a way to deal with the Cyclizar in front of you without a disguise.
Opting for the Swords Dance.
And getting the read right like a U-turn. Basically, this is as if you brought it in safely and it just popped the disguise on the first turn.
Yeah, really not much different. I'm trying to think. So on the other side, there's a Darkrai that outspeeds. Rotom Wash is not going to outspeed. I don't know why the graphic for the HP is in the wrong spot all of a sudden. Oh, there it goes.
When the Mon comes in, the HP actually isn't in a different place, which is kind of interesting.
Oh,
I didn't know that until I watched Rotom's viewpoint with the HP graphic there.
Rotom Wash notably could toss out a Will-O-Wisp here, trying to negate that Swords Dance that Rotom just set up. God, that's gonna confuse the crap out of me this whole time. But we do see him opt for a Shadow Claw. Big damage with a crit.
Big critical hit. The Rotom does survive even a critical hit here, though. That's got to be an intentional calc, or just max defense and just incidentally it works. But we do see that the Thunder Wave, as opposed to the Will-O-Wisp coming out here, an interesting choice because Will-O-Wisp is freer, in my opinion. So you're going for speed control rather than spammability. There are no fire types that came, and your Thunder Wave can't hit a Gliscor as it comes in. Can't hit a Galvantula.
Oh, that's a little bit of a tough paralysis there. But depending on the build of this Rotom, Mimikyu might live a hit here.
Potentially. Also, if it's unlikely that. I don't know. There's 3 water types in this team, right? So Rotom Wash feels like it has to come, but I actually don't know if it has to run Hydro. Because most of the time you're going to assume Hisui and Goodra is going to come in against it or something. And you don't actually really want to be staying in with a Hydro Pump. So you're probably just running like Volt Switch here, maybe Thunderbolt. But
ooh, definitely dead to a Hex though.
Yeah, Hex is going to be good.
I would argue you only run Hydro if you think your opponent is going to try and read a Galvantula switch in or a Gliscor switch in.
I don't think you can ever read a Gliscor switch in. I don't think that's a crazy play. But we do actually see here on this screen, and we knew it beforehand, or at least I did, Gliscor is not Toxic Orb this week. Gliscor is choice banded.
Notably, double choice band on this team right now.
Yeah, and this man has 3 water types on their roster. Gliscor's running Crabhammer, so felt like it wasn't enough.
And not for nothing, we didn't see the Hisuian Samurott.
No,
which
I really did think that was going to come
in this particular setup, just to get those spikes up. Like you were saying, there's not a lot of removal.
And Cyclizar clearly forced.
Is still here, but
it showed up. First time the Canadian Sacrilegious felt finally pressured to actually bring the Cyclizar. And the Mon that they were probably bringing it for, not even here. So honestly, that's high value in my opinion as well in its own way. Getting a Pokemon that can force prep without even showing up. Sometimes that's all you need it for.
Indeed. And back into the cycles are here.
Going to be able to rapid
So
spin the
we'll
webs
see.
here.
It sure is just going to click rapid spin. And with the Mimikyu down, rapid spin is free.
Yeah, and the web's not long for this world, but the Focus Sash still intact, so able to preserve that on the
Very
Galvantula here. If Rotom does decide to switch out, doesn't have to. Galvantula does have neutral offensive pressure here with something like a Bug Buzz. Or you could even click Thunder and go for that 30% para. That's a real play.
That is a real play. There are no... did the Ursaluna come?
Nope.
No Ursaluna, so that's... I'm assuming Compound Eyes boosted. We do
Yes,
see the swap into the Okidagi.
It is Compound Eyes. We actually don't see Bug Buzz on that Galvantula set, so not going to be able to click that Gastro Acid in the last slot.
That's an interesting one. I wonder what that might be for.
Now it is Terra Dark Okidogi.
No ghost types on the other side. Oh, no, Goldango on the other side. So Drain Punch not necessarily free. Could go for a knockoff.
You have seen knockoff
free.
Rapid Spin and U-turn on this Cyclizar, so perhaps, calcing right now, realizing that this thing actually has no offensive investment. In fact, realizing it is a minus attack nature, despite having Rapid Spin, U-turn, and knockoff. The one offensive move on this Cyclizar that's actually going to do anything here is Draco Meteor. So
we do opt for a U-turn here, and I didn't see what Rotom clicked here. But again, knockoff just super free, predicting something like the U-turn, trying to save the Cyclizar so you don't end up with webs getting set back up on the other side.
But Bulk Up looks good as
here.
well.
It does.
And Goldango now going to be put in an awkward spot. It does have access to things like Thunder Wave that can be used against an Okidogi, and the Lumberry would pop there. I don't know if... I feel like you just Terra Dark knockoff there. If you're... you're never going to die.
Yeah, knockoff. And again, I think that's kind of what that Okidogi set was built for. Knockoff, Terra Dark knockoff, I felt super free to me there.
Yeah. And then you would have just shrugged off the paralysis with your Lumberry, and then probably dead Goldango, unless it's Culver.
Probably dead Goldango. And then what comes in? Rotom tries to get off a Will-O-Wisp, maybe another Thunder Wave, but at risk of just straight up dying. Darkrai can't come in freely. I don't know. I think that was a misstep, but we'll see how both of them come back, because Goldango's now out. Rotom's gonna have to figure out how to deal with a Goodra.
Yeah, Rotom just notoriously
Hex,
not going to do a ton of damage to Hisuian Goodra. There's not a whole lot of moves it learned that can really actively pressure. Hex here gonna, I would assume, bounce off this Goodra.
Yeah, probably especially defensive build. If you're clicking Acid Armor, you're at +3 defense. No fighting types on the other side. No ground types on the other side.
Pain Split will do
I guess,
decent work here, actually.
Yeah.
But a second Acid Armor now.
Yeah.
And Goodra is holding leftovers, so it is going to be able to just steadily recover that HP.
I wonder if that was a little greedy. Is this a body press set?
Yeah, it's a body press set. Acid Armor, Body Press, Flash Cannon, Flamethrower.
Hey, Play, Mr. Professor Dr. Play in the chat. You want to give us a calc on a +6 body press on
It's +4
Valerian
right now.
Slowking?
But
Isn't Acid Armor
it's
stages?
No, it's +2.
Okay.
stage.
That third one might have been a little greedy.
Yeah, but not didn't matter.
Paralysis. Keeping it in check anyways.
And we did see that Hex, again, it didn't really do a ton of damage, but you really don't want to set up too much and lose access to some quantity of HP that is, usable. The Galarian Slowking in this case is 248 HP and 32 defense with a non-relevant nature. We do see this thing get to +6 here. It's going to be at 50%, a little under, maybe at like 30% by the time the Rotom goes down here to this body press, and less if you do get fully paralyzed further. Volt Switch coming out, though.
You see the Volt Switch. Might not need that calc. Play might not beat us to it. Because I don't know what else you're bringing in here.
Well, Goldango
is,
it's not unreasonable. It's going to completely stuff the body press. Now, you do have Flamethrower, and that is a very good way to hit a Goldango, which I, again, even with Hex and you being paralyzed, I don't think it's going to OHKO from here. But I also don't think Flamethrower is going to OHKO. And I think Hex is a 2-hit KO. That's my guess.
You would be correct. But I don't think Flamethrower is an OHKO either.
No.
Not even half. See, that's what we were talking about earlier. Goldango just takes a hit.
Yeah.
Is that 2-hit range for the Hex?
Yes. I think it did a little over 100.
Okay.
It was at like 190, and then it went down to like 60 something before the leftovers.
Letting the Goodra go down. Probably could have clicked body press a little sooner. Trying to get some extra damage on the Rotom, but maybe there's a calc that we're not seeing.
Maybe worried about another ping split or something where it ends up not mattering.
Right.
Just see, this is the thing that I worry about, is that switching back into the Okidogi is sort of an admission that, sorry everybody, that the play you made earlier was a misstep.
I very much agree with that. From the mental side of the game, I completely agree. If Okidogi comes back in, it's going to tear into something. Goldango's going to get out, maybe sack something like the Rotom now that you get some more visibility. And you're just going to see going to Gliscor. I think that is the right call. Gliscor naturally outspeeds. Everything's on the ground this week on the other side, unless there's an air balloon. So, but we do see the U-turn. See, now I'm just really confused. Earthquake.
Well, Rotom Wash is still alive.
The Rotom Wash. I keep thinking it's dead.
It could have potentially been.
Schrodinger's Rotom. Until it gets thrown out of the ball again, is it dead or alive?
It's at like 80%.
That joke is for like.
For me, it's for me.
it's for gold. It's just for gold.
But yeah, the Canadian Saberledge is up 6-4 right now in the early, still I would argue early stages of this battle.
I would say so.
Definitely still opportunities for the San Diego Pachirisus to find their way back into this. And Darkrai comes in on a choice banded U-turn. Yep. That's gonna do.
It's gonna hurt.
It's gonna do big damage. Darkrai's down to like 10%, maybe closer to 20, but still that's a ton of damage. Yeah. Galvantula does have a Focus Sash, but Darkrai does outspeed, so you're gonna have to dodge a Dark Pulse flinch most likely.
Indeed.
Little surprised not to see the Okidogi come in here again. It seems like another opportunity to Terra Dark. You avoid the risk of, Psychic or something just popping you and then go from there. But Darkrai switching out. Actually, has the Galvantula switched moves at all?
It clicked Sticky Webs.
I don't think it switched moves, so I don't think you know if it's Scarfed or not.
You don't.
And the Thunder gets the Para.
Yeah, no, it's only used Sticky Web and switched out. It has not done anything else.
This Focus Sash actually may come in very important later in the game. I really respect switching this Galvantula out right now and preserving that.
Yeah,
preserving the Scarf, Fluff, and the Focus Sash here. And the Sickle Zar's fully paralyzed. That is an opportunity for the Okidogi now to set up another bulk up. And if Goldango...
think you need to Terra yet.
No, you don't Terra. You don't reveal what it is. Cyclozar's not doing a ton, even with the Draco Meteor. I'm assuming it's not about to, Oko and Okidogi. And if the Goldango does come in, that's when you Terra Dark, you eat that Lumberry for the Thunder Wave, and you just knock off. Especially now that the Goldango's taking about 40%. Even a Culver Berry is not saving at that point.
We do see the Rotom come in, and again, could also click Thunder Wave and just get annihilated by a knockoff. The question is, do you still Terra or no?
Or do you go Drain Punch here? I don't know. I mean, knockoff does more because it's a stronger move. Gunk Shot would avoid the... Gunk Shot would do the most if you hit it, and would avoid the Rocky Helmet. And I would assume that Rotom knows that this is a defensive Rotom Wash.
Based on the critical hit Shadow Claw from Mimikyu.
And so it probably knows the Okidogi's speed is sufficient to outpace it. Goes for the knockoff without the Terra. Gets the Toxic Chain to pop. Okay. That's not going to make too much of a difference here at this moment. Thunder Wave's going to come out, I would assume. And we do see it land. We're going to see that Lumberry get eaten here. Okidogi going to stay faster than the Rotom. Rocky Helmet gone. That is a chance to Drain Punch for free.
It is. I do believe it kills from this range too, based on that knockoff damage.
Oh, and especially with the Toxic. And that knockoff was not stabbed.
It is only 6%.
Yeah, but the knockoff wasn't stabbed yet.
Aha, you're true. That is correct.
So, Drain Punch should be doing significantly more. Now, if you're worried about the Goldango coming in, which I don't know if you are, because I don't think you'd risk that.
I don't think you are.
Then you can play differently, but otherwise I think you just Drain Punch here. I mean, even if the Slow King comes in, you don't care.
Goldango and Okidogi have similar speed tiers, yeah?
Yeah. In this case, would you like me to spoil it or not? Or would you like to see the interaction on your own?
No, let's see the interaction. Because it depends on how each set is being run, right? So it looks like a more bulky offensive Okidogi, but I don't know what they were trying to speed creep on each side. So we do see the Darkrai come in here. Now I think is an opportunity to click your Terra. I would just go straight Drain Punch, get the extra HP back. Darkrai gets Dazzling Gleam, yeah?
Yeah. Do you see that Terra? It's just Willow.
Big Willow. So the Darkrai is going to go down to this Drain Punch, though, because it is still at +1.
Yeah.
Well, now technically -1.
Math is weird.
Math is weird.
But yeah, I do.
But still.
That's a big Willow. It might preserve the Goldango, which I won't spoil the speed calc, but it is Culver Berry, as we've been talking about. And I don't know if it lives a knockoff now from Terra Dark Okidogi. I'm not doing that calc. But it
no couch, just vibes.
It certainly is more likely to survive it now than it was when there wasn't a burn on this thing. But the Pachirisus have now brought it back to 4-4, and this is the situation we were a little surprised not to see them going for when it was still like, you know, they were down 5-6 instead. Mimikyu goes down, Okidogi comes in, you get the bulk up off, you're in sort of exactly the situation. Then you switch out, lose the Gudra, and you come back in. And I think if you had just stayed in that moment, the Gudra would still be alive, and the Okidogi would have done whatever work it's doing now.
The Okidogi does outspeed the Goldango here, which is probably going to be important, because it might live a Make It Rain. Unless the Goldango is running Dazzling Gleam here. But we do see a Focus... I don't know if you're living a Focus Blast. That's... Yeah, no, that's...
Zach, very good at landing Focus Blasts, notably.
Notably. Not hurt at all.
I mean...
you get a lot of understanding of where the Goldango is speed tier wise, knowing that your Okidogi outspeeds, and everything else now is on the ground.
Yes, Rotom is gone officially.
Rotom is gone,
and there's no resist.
Darkrai is faster, but
Darkrai's dead.
Darkrai's dead. It died. Why am I so mad at this?
It literally just died.
I thought it switched. I thought it switched.
No, it willowed and then died. On the
Gotcha.
turn it willowed.
Okay, so Glasscore is then the fastest mon, is faster than the rest of the mons on the other side. You just have to worry about.
Cyclozar. Cyclozar still outspeeds.
Oh my god, I am.
Well, it's paralyzed, so you're right.
Okay, thank you. I may not have remembered it was there, but I did remember it was Barad.
We do see the Galvantula, which also now outspeeds everything. It's interesting that the Canadian Saurilages have opted for a strategy involving Thunderwave on everything. We saw Thunderwave on Rotom, Thunderwave on the Goldango. They also have Thunderwave on the Galarian Slowking.
And they both.
But they are not running Trick Room this week. If they wanted a speed control matchup, they definitely could have just opted for Trick Room.
Definitely. However, both of them also had Hex, so you're counting on everything being statused, but didn't have an opportunity to do something like set up Toxic Spikes. Does Galarian Slowking get Toxic Spikes?
It does not.
Never mind.
It might.
I thought it did.
It might. Chat.
Dr. Play, Dr. Professor, Pokemon Teacher Play.
It seems like the kind of mon that would get Toxic Spikes.
Glowking gets T-Spikes. Okay, I thought I was right.
After I said it didn't,
this is
I realized
something
I got very unconfident myself after I said it didn't. I was like, wait, no, that sounds wrong. There are a couple of mons that surprise me that don't get T-Spikes, but Slowking is clearly not one of them. Alolan Muck doesn't get T-Spikes, which bothers me.
Correct. But regular Muck does.
Yes.
Yeah. But we do see the Glastrier come in. It is a Terramon. I believe it is the only Terramon that came this week for the Saurilages.
That is correct. Chestnut did not show up. Notably, though, it is Terra Poison. But it is Terra Poison holding a Shuka Berry. So
interesting.
Yeah, the interaction here is going to get real wild. As the Stone Edge is clicked here, doing about 50%, but the ice or the snow, keeping that Glastrier very healthy with the +1 effective defense, staying as an ice type here, and with the Stone Edge doing only about 50%, taking it out with an Icicle Crash, and getting the +1 attack. All of a sudden, this Glastrier looking like a real problem.
Indeed, but notably the Focus Sash still intact on the Galvantula. I do think that is your best go here, and you do click Thunder.
Yeah, chance for paras obviously are never something to ignore. As we saw into the Cyclozar. And you do definitely outspeed. You're going to be able to fire off 2 attacks. Because of that Focus Sash, no matter what.
Indeed.
But Glastrier choosing to switch out here, so losing the +1 attack. Switching into the Cyclozar. Assault Vested Cyclozar
notably, it is Regenerator.
Yeah, and AV. It's not taking a whole lot from a Thunder.
No, certainly not.
As Urshi's going to be the switch in here, I assume. But that Slowking is still too healthy to spam close combat with that Choice Band.
Yep.
So Zach may be having just enough answers here to hold on in this endgame, but it is 3-2 right now. So the Pachirisu is looking for at least one more kill to score that point. Zach has locked up a point here by getting enough kills already. Trying to get more with the win here. As Draco comes out, now Rotom knows officially all 4 moves on this Cyclozar.
Yeah, I think switching into the Glastrier on the Icicle Crash with the Gliscor might have been the best bet here. Trying to keep Earthquake around because of the Galarian Slowking, just to give you other pivot opportunities as well, because both of them have U-turn. You can try and get a read off, but that Surging Strikes is doing a lot of damage.
Yeah,
I think this is going to kill.
It's not quite.
Oh, just barely.
But we could see a full para here.
Could see a Draco miss. But we do see the full para.
See, I'm just really good at the game. I know.
See, I tried counteracting your commentator's curse with my commentator's curse, and it didn't work.
Yeah, we were both knowing. We both knew that something bad was
spoke
going to
into
happen. The last Cyclozar there. And that is that 4th kill for the Pachirisu. So both teams guaranteed a point coming out of this match.
Glow King definitely is the right choice here. I think you have to click Chili Reception and get back into that Glastrier. Try to set up that Terra Poison on thinking that it might be a close combat coming in. Obviously, we know it's Choice Banded.
Well, I assume that so does Zach at this point, given the amount it did to the Cyclizar.
Potentially, yeah.
One of the nice things about a move that always crits is that the damage is really easy to calculate. Because you don't have to worry about calculating critical hits or not, you know? So it's just whatever damage it says it does is how much it's doing, within the damage range, of course. But I do think a choice-banded Surging Strikes is going to do huge damage to a Galarian Slowking, and it is.
It sure is.
But Galarian Slowking going to survive here. Going to look to fire off a Psychic Noise that's going to take out the Urshifu, and it is. Galvantula versus the world here.
Indeed.
Now, what's really fascinating is that you go for a Thunder, right? You go for Thunder here. Glastrier probably can't take 2. If you don't switch out the Slowking, it dies to a Thunder. If you switch into, if you do switch it out, it might live one later, but the Glastrier is going to die. This Focus Sash may dictate the game right now.
It might.
The fact that throughout this entire game, Galvantula has switched in countless times, I do think Thunder is going to 2-hit KO regardless of the Glastrier's Terra or not. And you can't Oko no matter what because of a Focus Sash. You don't have Icicle Spear or anything.
Yep. You're not going to outspeed. And even if you do try to outspeed with something like Agility...
There's no way. There's no way. I don't even think it's possible, even at +2. Glastrier is so slow.
Base 30 speed?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Galvantula's 108. It's not happening.
The Terra Poison comes out. That's not going to
does
change
connect.
any resistances. It's going to connect the Thunder. It's going to fire off an Icicle Crash. And we are going to see that Focus Sash doesn't even come up here yet. But the Terra Poison kind of interesting.
Thunder, you could have clicked Energy Ball.
I think you could have clicked Energy Ball there.
Could have clicked Energy Ball. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
And Galvantula goes down to a Terra Blast. The Glastrier choosing the 100% accurate move there. I think Energy Ball would have killed. I mean,
it's Terra Poison, but still.
It was at like 6%.
Yeah.
And the Canadian Sacrilege
Thunder did
come out with a 1-0 victory.
45%.
Thunder did like 50, 55.
It was a little over 50, and it went down to about 6.
Yeah.
So it did about 50% then. So yeah, so think with that, I think Energy Ball would have killed. Oh man.
Well, we're
That is
gonna bring Rotom back into the call here.
Y'all, that was crazy.
That
What
was
the heck,
an
man?
insane endgame. I don't know if you had the calc up about whether or not the Energy Ball may have killed there at the end of the game to spare yourself
I have
the.
to go check that. But I genuinely forgot that it still had a chance to miss, even with Compound Eyes.
Do you hit 5 without a worry in the world?
Well, Compound Eyes makes it, I think, 93.75% accurate or something like that. Like it's
Yeah, it's 97% accurate or something.
it's actually quite
And
accurate.
is
but-
70 times 1.2.
No,
Oh, is
no,
it?
no,
Okay,
no.
then
It's
maybe
time.
it's
It's plus. It's like plus 25% or something like that. It's like calculated all weirdly.
Wait, but Zach, what HP were you at? I want to see if this Energy Ball would have killed.
I was at 16.
16? Okay, hold on. Oh, this Energy Ball would have demolished you.
No, it would have.
Oh
No, it
my
would have.
God.
Definitely would have.
Okay, it's 1.3, so it was a 91% accurate Thunder.
Yeah.
91? Okay, that's still insane. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's effectively like
think
missing a
about the amount
player
of
up.
times
You
you've
know?
missed Toxic. Think about the amount of times you missed Leech Seed. 90% accurate
Yeah.
moves.
Yeah.
And to hit 5 straight Thunders at 90% accurate, 91% accurate.
Yeah, the dice are going to roll in the opposite way eventually, right?
Yep. I mean, you went for a 6th instead of going for the 100% accurate Energy Ball, so.
Yeah, we saw Zach choose the 100% accurate option at the same exact moment. So
Gambling man.
Energy
Yeah,
Ball
literally
would have
gambling.
killed. We do have a Cal confirmation on that, yes.
Yeah, he probably
Dude. Dude, no, but insane game. Genuinely.
Dude, that game was incredible, dude.
Oh. Wow, dude, wait, tell me about your sets, cause what was it? I'm already blanking a little bit, but I knew I found out I outsped the Rotom. What was your Rotom exactly? Because it was physically defensive, right? For
Yeah,
Urshifu?
I had some speed. I have 132 speed.
Got it. Cause yeah, I thought you were possibly gonna be Choice Scarf, just to trick something.
That's fair.
And I mean, I'm glad I outsped. I was able to get the toxic chain off on there. Dude. And then I was also a little surprised to see no Luna just because of Iron Crown and my Goodra that I have, which is what Mimikyu was built for. Yeah, dude. No, you played amazing.
Dude, it was tough to pick 6. I had Glow King, I had Luna, and I'm like, I need one of these. I'm like, okay, I gotta have Glow King, I gotta have the regen pivot. I gotta have the chili for the horse.
Dude,
for the horse
okay.
guys.
You want to hear a really cool strategy that I had to fight against your like regenerator and stuff?
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
So, in case there was ever a situation where I found myself with you trying to set up against Galvantula, and you had already taken chip or something like from the switch in, I had Gastro Acid so that it would stop your regenerator on stuff like Cyclizar and Slowking, so I could keep my chip. And the idea of that as well too, and maybe I'm just spoiling everything here, but I think it's fun tech. The idea of that too also would get rid of the Guts boost on Luna, and the Levitate on Rotom, which then Earthquake would have been crazy.
Dude, yeah, the Gliscor would Bandit Gliscor would have gone crazy.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, no, that's a little fun tech I brought. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see it, but
yeah, it was really cool, Brad.
This battle felt like it had a little bit of everything too. The ice type getting the like snow boost, which I frequently forget about, you know, in this gen, but choosing not to Terra and then just eating a Stone Edge. That was crazy.
Dude, it ate that. Yeah, it ate that.
I literally didn't even do half.
At first I thought you like invested in bulk, and then I realized, oh wait, the snow update.
Yeah, the snow situation. We saw Toxic Chain popping. Like, I feel like we got a little bit of everything in this game. Everything, all these different mechanics.
Yeah, teammate everywhere. I'm like,
oh yeah.
Hex looks good. I want to fuck this die score up, and then I don't.
Dude,
see the
Hex was
Toxic one.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the double Hex, but then Gliscor choosing to run Hyper Cutter here.
Well, because hear me out, right? For some reason, I thought you were going to be bringing Grand Bull, and
That's
so
fair.
if you brought Grand Bull, then you would be lowering my attack. Hyper Cutter doesn't let you do that.
Not this week.
Yeah, not this week, unfortunately for me.
No.
But that was the idea.
That's fair. That's fair. I've been bringing Grand Bull a bit, so I get it.
But yeah, congratulations, Zach, picking up the win here in one of the closest battles this season so far. I mean, it literally came down to 16 HP and a 9% miss. So just a crazy battle all around. Picking up the win here. Of course, San Diego Padres is picking up a point as well, so not all for naught here.
Let's go.
And I was really hoping that you'd pick up the win here, and then your victories this season would only be on the 2 1 seeds in both divisions.
No, genuinely, that would have been so funny.
But you were right there for it. So I'm excited to see what you can continue to do in the second half of the season for sure, as we move forward. But yeah, phenomenal game, both of you. That was a lot of fun to be a part of. And thank you so much for like all the excitement and drama for the first half of the season that you've brought in. It's been just a wild ride.
Oh, it really has. It really has.
That said, I guess I'm gonna try to start setting up for my battle. Joe, you have the pick of the litter now. I think 5 people have suddenly said they're available to commentate with you. So pick anyone you want.
I'm just a popular guy.
I know, right? It was just as soon as you got onto the call, everyone's like, "Oh, wait, no, I'm free. I could be there. I could do it. Let me at him.
Yeah. Who are my options? Before you go, who are my options?
Well, Rotom, I think, said you're willing to stick around.
Yeah, I got some free time after this battle, so if you want.
Playmaker's free. Boyd was free. JG's not. JG, who was originally scheduled to do this, is specifically not free.
I was pumped because I saw JG was was slated for it, and then you said this morning that he wasn't available, and I was like, oh man, because JG's my raid squad dude, so I was hopeful. But well, I mean, play's in the chat. If Play, you can hear me, get in here. You were gonna host. If why don't we get you back in here? We'll host. We'll have some fun. Rodom, if you want to stick around, be my guest. I'll
Yeah,
offer
you guys want to do this like a
stream.
three-way?
Be my stick around.
All right. let's
Zach,
do
you're
it.
welcome to hang out too. No one's gonna kick you
I
out.
got it. Dude, I would love to, but I got dipped, so.
All right,
But
well,
thanks,
congratulations.
Have fun.
Rodom,
Great
GG's,
game,
dude.
guys.
Yeah, GG's, man. GG's.
Jeez. Good luck with your season. I hope to see you in playoffs.
Hopefully, I mean, I got to get my way up there first.
Hey, you got this. You got this.
Thank
Alright,
you.
bye.
Bye.
Give me 1 sec while I make sure that the graphic works for my my stream, my game here. That just takes up everything on the screen. Y'all can already see it here in the call, but gotta make sure chat can see it too.
That is important.
That is important.
So that looks like it's working just fine. So I'll pull up the graphic here. I guess I can just do it this way for you guys. Why are you not working? There we go. So now when I pull up the graphic, y'all see it.
Perfect.
Now, of course,
Excellent.
as the one that I am hosting the stream, I will not be deafening in the call. Otherwise, you won't be able to hear the commentators. And what's the point of that? But I will be making it so I cannot hear anything. And I will be muted so nobody can hear me. But I just want that to always be something that people are aware of. So I will not hear the commentators. But my computer audio will still be picking up the commentators for you all to be able to hear the commentators. And again, I don't want there to be any like questions of foul play or anything like that, or sketchy non-transparency. So I want that to always be very obvious. Finfin and I have both done that throughout the season in the past, because sometimes we end up hosting our own streams with our own battles, and it's just the way you gotta do it. So you take off the headphones, you turn down the volume on your end and jack it up on the other side, and you make sure you can't hear anything. So yeah, I will be muted though, and the commentators will take it away from here.
Excellent. We got Play in the chat now.
What's up, Play?
Play, give us your 15-second thoughts on the first match, and then we'll get into this next one.
I think that was insane. One of the best games of the season. And honestly, man, like, dude, I feel so bad for Rotom, because I think we've all been there where we just lose on like some dumb like 9 or 10% miss, and unfortunately it happened with Rotom, but
Hey, that's just the game we play.
Hey, I understand that too, as somebody who clicked Ironhead over Stone Edge, not taking the risk to try and get that kill. I lost because of that choice too. So we've all been there. Everybody in Pokemon has experienced that. But we still have a whole second game to go here in our doubleheader. We have the Atlanta Talonflames versus the Goldoa Dragons, New York Empoleon themselves. Runner of the TBL. We'll see what these two wonderful players can pull out today. A couple of cool looking teams here. I've always been a fan for the first 4 weeks of the season. I've been a fan of Talon's team. Just a really well compiled team, in my opinion. You got a little bit of everything. You've got some unburdened tech. You've got some bulky mons. You've got a bunch of hard hitters. You've got enough removal to go around. It's just a good mixed bag. Made some swaps a little bit through the season. Picked up Meloetta. I don't know if we've seen it quite in action yet. Terra Hoopa Unbound has been putting in a good amount of work on the Talon side. Even though he's 1-3, really not representative of how well he's been playing. Each match that he's lost has been a 1-0. So everything within range to get a point, and just putting up some good numbers, putting up a really good fight, and I think he's super close to, really succeeding a little further. So we'll see what he can bring out today. Rodom, you want to give me some insight on Gold's team?
Yeah, okay. So, and sorry if I'm a little awkward at first doing this. It's my first time commentating, by the way.
Is it really? Congrats.
Yeah, it is. Thank you. But Gold, as we've seen already, has done some amazing work with their like Terra Captain Star Raptor just alone. But I really like their team composition. As like you said with Talon's team, it's got a little bit of everything. You got that Iron Hands there for some nice solid bulk, while you've got the Meowscarada for like hard hitting fast mon, which is it protein or libero? I always forget.
Protean, yeah.
It has protean? Okay, perfect. Yeah,
Yep,
so
same as
it's
Greninja.
got the ability to change its type and really kind of be a wild card as well with that. Iron Moth always being able to set up its own fiery dances and just continue boosting itself while also having the ability to use booster energy can get crazy in games. And their other Terra Captain is Frostmoth, right?
Frostmoth, yes. Frostmoth and Star Raptor.
Yeah, that thing being able to Terra, crazy. It gets Quiver Dance and it's got Ice Scales. If it has the right type matchup with its Terra, it can also put in a ton of work. Personally, I haven't really used anything else on the team, so I don't have too much experience using it. But I have seen a lot of what they've been doing with them, and it's pretty solid.
I completely agree with you. Play, I want to know, I asked Gold before on the previous matchup what he thinks the one mon on each team that's guaranteed going to come. I haven't looked at their sets. I got sent their sets. I could probably send them to you if you'd like. But for now, give me the one mon on each team you think are definitely going to come.
Okay. So, I think Primarina has to come for Gold, just because you need something to eat up like Entei Sacred Fires. And then the one mon for Talon, I would say probably the I would personally bring Coupon Bound, just because of like just everything it can do, and the type of coverage it has, the Terra capacity. I just think Terra Hoopa would be a monster this game if used correctly.
I think those are both excellent picks. Rodom, you two, give me your ones, and then we'll let Gold get started here.
Yeah, of course. So I think that Staraptor is definitely coming off of Gold's end. I just see Terrifying Bravebird being really effective into this team, especially with what else they could build around it. And then for Talon, I wouldn't say I'm 100% certain, but I feel like Iron Hands has been a decent threat, so I feel like Galarian Wheezing might come in trying to wall that.
I think those are absolutely excellent picks. Let's let these folks get started so we can get into this exciting match. I did send you both their sets if you wanted to take a look. I'm probably not going to take a look, just because I enjoy watching with shock and awe as we see some crazy sets get pulled. But Gold, if you can hear us, get started, and then we'll go from there. We can ping them as well. Where's the chat? Here we go. Ping time. Everybody in chat, if you want to just wish them good luck here. Excellent. They have been notified, and we'll be switching over to the stream now. Here we go. And on Gold's side, we see Spidops, Iron Moth, Staraptor, Primarina, Meowscarada, and Iron Hands. So both of your selections making it onto the team this week. And on Talon's side, we see the Sandy Shocks, Metagross, Sneasler, Greninja, Entei, and the Hoopa Unbound. No Iron Hands coming. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong.
Wheezing, yeah.
Wrong side. No Wheezing coming. Interesting. I think you're absolutely correct there with Wheezing being able to put up a good wall against an Iron Hands, but we'll see what Talon makes of this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm expecting them to probably try to get a burn on it with Sacred Fire Entei, if possible. But otherwise, I'm very curious to see what they are planning.
Or just
Indeed.
just go in at it. There has to be some type of answer for it. Even Metagross could technically use some Psychic Stab as well.
Could use some Psychic Stab, especially if it gets something off like an Iron Defense. Going Iron Defense and clicking Earthquake, just living
fair,
hits
yeah.
could be a leftover set. Honestly, if you want to get real cheeky, you could run a Stored Power set. Try and catch the Iron Moth off guard. Even though its physical attacking stat is its primary attacking stat, its special attack is still like base 95, which is a lot higher than some mons that I've run special attacking.
Dude, it's higher than my Mimikyu.
That's why it only did half to the Rotom. But we see an Entei lead from the Talonflames and an Iron Hands lead. Going hard, Primarina. Not even
Immediately, not even
question.
question.
No question whatsoever. Get me the F out of here, Iron Hands. Not wanting to get burned by that Sacred Fire.
That must have been the fastest switch in Pokemon history. I honestly have never seen anyone swap out into the Pokemon right there. That's got to be like a record time. You need to just go back, block that with like a timer.
Yeah, so what you guys didn't know today is that he's actually going to be trying to speed run the battle. Yeah, we'll get a timer in the corner and everything, so.
It's a new world record. But we see hard swaps on both sides. Entei switching out into the Toxic X. That is the Sneasler predicting the hard into the Primarina. Interesting. That was an excellent read by the Talonflames. Dire Claw now just pretty free on this Primarina. No Steel types, notably on Gold's side.
Yeah, and even if they want to
what's going to take this?
Even if they want to switch into Iron Moth, that thing still has the chance to get paralyzed or
Or put to sleep.
So
yeah.
Really nothing wants to come
Could
in
go
and
back into the Iron Hands, predicting the Dire Claw. It probably eats one above 50% HP, but do you take a close combat after that? We didn't see River Boom, so it's possible that it's Poison Touch Dire Claw. It's not necessarily an Unburdened set this week.
Yeah, those are all good possibilities. But if you're Talon, would you just even stay in and risk getting hit with a Psychic or a Psychic?
Interesting.
I guess he did.
Could have been a... And we get the sleep!
We get the sleep!
Oh my goodness, that is huge! First move click to the game and just gets knocked out to sleep.
Wow.
Not like actually fainted. That'd be different. That's a different tech in this game.
No,
but
it doesn't even count as a turn of sleep. So it's
yeah, it's gonna be a sleep for 3.
Fighting.
Or it's not 3, but sorry.
Potentially a sleep.
Yeah.
But we see the Swords Dance coming off. So
Ooh, the setup, nice.
Still could be
we're seeing that
an Unburdened set. Oh goodness.
Ooh.
Oh goodness.
I am so sorry if I jinxed you by saying 3. But we don't even get to see that. Unfortunately, it just goes down.
It does. It is now Meowscarada is now the fastest mon on the team on the team for gold. But we did see the Iron Moth outsped. It doesn't naturally outspeed, so I'm willing to bet that this is an Unburdened set, and we just didn't see a close combat pop that White Earth.
Right. So if you're gold, you just go into Staraptor and then just, click a button on it, and you can scare it out with the potential of Terra as well. So Meowscarada comes in.
We see Aerial Ace. So resists most likely the incoming close combat. Could still click Dire Claw, but it is a Focus Sash, so it is going to live 1.
Because if you're Talon, you're thinking, oh, maybe he's just going to click U-turn right here and then just go out into something, and nothing wants to take a Dire Claw regardless. this Sneasler is probably your win con too. So it's just depending on what your set is, what your spread is.
Yep.
You have to preserve this thing like it's your baby.
I think so. I think you do. I think you do need to preserve this Sneasler. You can't let it take this Aerial Ace, but Aerial Ace is an odd move to run on a Meowscarada. Just because it's base 60, it's not the most powerful move, but it has good utility here with Protean, switching your type to Flying type to take the incoming hits. So we do see the switch into the Entei. Probably just gonna brush off this Aerial Ace, even though it's choice banded. Yeah, 25%.
Oh, Rocky Helmet.
Rocky Helmet. Interesting. Potentially indicating a bulky Entei set. One of the things to note, I did help Gold do a little bit of prep here. The Entei speed tier, I ran a fully bulky Entei set just because the speed tiers were just weird. It really didn't need any speed investment. It has extreme speed. You could Terra normal and just run fully offensive. You're not really too worried about ghost types here. And it just seemed pretty free to go bulky Entei. So I'm not surprised to see a Rocky Helmet here.
I think that works out really well too, because like I said, I think this thing might be like a decent check to Iron Hands. So just being able to get that chip as it goes for those physical attacks is going to be amazing, especially if it's burned.
Did we see what Gold switched into? I missed that.
Oh no, I totally blanked on it too.
Well, we'll see now. Irica. Back into the Primarina.
Yeah.
Do we snag a burn here?
No burn.
Do not. 30% sleep, but not a 50% burn.
I didn't even wake up on the 50% sleep either. So finally some, if you want to call it hacks, in Gold's favor. Gold opting to just get momentum with the flip turn, thinking that the Entei does not want to stay in. Unless it Terras, then it could stay in. Let me see what type, what Terra type it is for that Entei. It is ground, so maybe not going to Terra there. And opting to go into Space Cadet, probably Metagross.
Yeah,
indeed. But we do see the flip turn. Now, one of the things that Gold did tell me about his set is that he does have some physical attack investment on the Primarina. It's 4,
really?
but it's some.
Hey, it's better than nothing, right?
It's not 0. It's not what you would expect. It's not a minus attacking nature, because we do see Flip Turn and Aqua Jet on there, so trying to maximize the amount of damage that you can get out of a Primarina when you're clicking something like that. But like I was saying before, the speed tiers are weird. There's a lot of priority being run. I'm sure we're going to see first impression on that Spite Ops. Meowscarada obviously outspeeds a whole lot of stuff. But with the unburdened possibilities on the other side, with bullet punch potentials on the other side, and extreme speed, you have the ability to kind of mix and match with some of these different priority moves. And then you end up with some physical attack investment on your Primarina. Just a classic Saturday.
Ooh, well, if this Metagross is weakness policy, so whatever is happening here could mean that this Meowscarada is going to go down, and that's just one less speedier threat to threaten the Sneasler in the endgame. So if you're Talon, are you predicting this knockoff? If I'm Talon, I am, and I'm clicking something, maybe an agility right here, just to take advantage of that.
You very much could. You very much could. It'd be a little risky. Weakness policy Metagross is a little predictable, but the Focus Sash is broken on the Meowscarada. If you get that weakness policy pop, it's Dark type. Metagross gets Drain Punch?
There's no form of recovery on this Metagross.
There's no form of recovery on this Metagross. So what are you hitting? You're
just
clicking
gonna
Iron Head and just straight up killing that.
I don't want to deal with Meowscarada. Goodbye.
Yeah,
Really just said, get out of here.
Get that out of here. Just dead. I can absolutely respect that because you don't know if that Meowscarada has Sucker Punch.
That's fair too, yeah.
That is true. That is one of the things to consider as well.
Indeed.
Did it have Sucker Punch? I don't even know.
I don't think it did, but
Your opponent
Talon
would know
didn't know
yeah.
Yeah. So smart.
Or no, it did
choice
have Sucker Punch.
right there. I know it's not optimally wanted to use a Metagross, but I think Metagross did its job.
I do too.
So
Talon picking up 2 kills before Gold even gets 1, but looks like Gold is opting to Terrastalize his Staraptor into Terra Fire to take down this Metagross once and for all after demolishing that Meowscarada.
I think you just want to kill this Metagross at +2 right here. You can't take a risk of the U-turn not killing. Ooh,
Yeah, you gotta deal with what's in front of you. But the switch is very interesting. Just going back into Entei here.
Great play by Talon.
Great play.
But it was...
Because you could have easily been Terra Ground. Really bold. Great read, obviously, but really bold.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Terra Blast is not contact though, so there's not... Even though it is going to resist, and it is physical, it's not going to do a whole lot of damage. And Gold's favorite swap.
The tried and true Primarina.
You gotta go into the Primarina. I don't know what else you're gonna do. You can still click Terra Normal and Extreme Speed. It could also be Terra Electric. It could be saving the Terra for the Hoopa. But you have to switch into the Primarina here.
Agreed. And now that the Terra's out on Gold's side, as Talon, you have a lot of information that you can use to essentially work around Gold's entire team. So really, I think Talon is in a great position to continue putting on pressure.
We do see the Stomping Tantrum, just trying to kill what's in front of you. Not gonna work. That Primarina just ate that like it was no problem.
Right. Doing essentially similar damages to what Sacred Fire would have done, just find us a chance to snag a burn.
Indeed.
And Gold, I think Gold it would just rather try to get momentum than anything else, but maybe he's thinking just clicking the Surf. Thinking that...
So we see the flip turn. I think he agreed with you on the momentum front, but I think a Surf could have been free. I don't remember exactly what's on Talon's team that wants to take this. Toxic X, that was Sneasler. Yeah, probably could have clicked Surf, but I think the momentum play is good here. Get back into something like the Iron Hands in order to just eat a hit in revenge.
Right. But if you're Gold, what do you want to bring in on this Sneasler? I mean, yeah, I think Iron Hands is probably the one thing that can like tank a hit. And then if Dire Claw pops off on the Staraptor, then that's like game over. But yeah, here just opting to go into Big Boy Ike and tanking what you can.
Indeed.
And if this is Sword Dance, I would expect this to have a good amount of speed.
I would agree. But we did see the Iron Moth outspeed it, just for the record.
Oh!
Ooh.
Oh goodness! Another
That's
sliver
crazy.
oh goodness gracious! Can't ask for much more of a nail biter than that.
I think you just click close combat here, even if the Primarina wants to come in. And this doesn't matter. Except for
very
Reversal.
and that kills.
And-
That just
Dang. Wait, so it's sword danced, right? So it's like +2 right now.
It did sword dance. It's plus
Dang.
2.
And now it's unburdened too.
Yeah, but you know what Gold's got on his team?
The 4 attack, Aqua Jet
Three.
Primarina.
Three mons that all have priority on them. So unfortunately, the Sneasler is dead for Talon, but not before putting in an absolute ton of work, taking out that Iron Hands.
Right. Yeah, I just would not have brought the Sneasler in this prematurely, but you know, to each their own.
That is an ugly shiny.
And now we get to see
It
Spider.
looks like Spider-Man. It's just
Does
ugly.
it look like Spider-Man? Does it look like Spider-Man? Does it really look like Spider-Man?
If you squint your eyes like a lot.
Look, not my Spider-Man.
It's Spider-Man.
That's
I
Spider-Man, that's
wonder.
Arachnid, dude.
I wonder if Talon might try to preserve this Sneasler, not knowing that Spidops has Stakeout as an ability, so whatever switches in is going to take double damage, if that is the case.
Right.
I mean, I feel like you just let this thing go down, right? I mean, it kind of did its job. The reversal might be helpful later, but with everything having priority, I guess he doesn't know that, though.
Spider-Man from Walmart, Temu Spider-Man, yeah, pretty much. Very well said, Sir Pop. So the Sneasler goes down, and then now you know that whatever you bring in is going to pretty much outspeed this thing, and then yeah, if you're Gold, your favorite switch into when an Entei comes in is going to be your Primarina, and then
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, pretty much both of your remaining bonds outside of this Spidops is going to resist the Entei. So, but we do see Sandy Shocks.
Indeed. That's an interesting bring. I feel like Entei was a little more free, because you can click the Sacred Fire, hope for a burn in the Primarina, negate the leftovers recovery, and you still have 5 Mons in the back that can eat a hit while you get something else in for really low cost. But we see the light screen come up here, and that's going to severely hinder the Primarina when it comes back in, if there's no other way to get around it.
Sticky
But we do see the sticky webs get up.
And there's no hazard removal, so they will be staying there.
Correct. Correct indeed. But we see the Volt switch, so we got a slow U-turn out of the Spidops. Just barely not 50% damage done, so not triggering that Citrus Berry
but
on the
stake-
Spidops.
The
But it
stakeout
is Stakeout.
So whatever's
You
coming in.
So stakeout's going to double the attack, I believe, of the
Yep.
Spidop
Mhm.
when something switches in. So it's not going to be pretty, whatever it is. And
That's
This could do
Metagross?
some good damage
Yeah.
to Metagross here.
I think the Metagross is dead. Yeah, that's dead.
Spidops picking up 2 kills this game so far.
Yeah, really going hard for Gold right now.
Yeah, put in the
Bringing
work.
it back to a 3-4 position for Gold. Notably, can't get more than 2 points this week because he's been brought down to 3. Talon's still at 4 Mons on his side. See if Gold can pull this one back. You still have a full HP Star Raptor in the back. Primarina's got a good amount of health left. Answers Entei. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. I think either one of these opponents is gonna walk away with a point.
Yeah.
And it was smart on Talon's end too, just to let that Metagross attack it down, because as opposed to Gold having momentum on whatever Talon is bringing in, now that the Metagross had died, Gold has to bring a Pokemon in, and now Talon can pretty much answer it accordingly. It's like, okay, what do I want to bring in against whatever comes in?
Mm-hmm.
This
We
is-
do see the Sandy Shock there. I mean, now that it's Terra Fire, they probably want to go for like a ground type move. It's decently free with what they have right now.
Mm-hmm. But do you want to take
You don't want to take knowledge.
double-edged reckless from a.
Yeah, but isn't Sandy
Star
Sock
Raptor?
faster, or am I crazy?
It depends on the build.
Yes, that's
What's
fair.
our-
Yeah.
This Staraptor's gonna outspeed because of the sticky web.
Oh, I forgot
Yes,
about that.
that's
Yes.
why.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Sticky webs are on the field.
Yeah, that is.
Okay, so yeah, this thing doesn't want to take that double edge.
Yeah. So Sandy Shock's at -1 stage speed. Gonna have to eat a double edge here and then retaliate with an earth power, but it does not live. That thing is
It's
dead.
not living. It's not living. That's
It,
reckless for you.
yeah, that is reckless. We only saw a light screen go up and not a reflect.
I mean, what wants to come in and take this?
I don't know. A Terra Steel Hoopa Unbound is actually the only answer. Is this Terra Steel? Can we get a confirmation
Yeah,
on that set?
it looks like it is.
It's Terra Steel. So maybe
That-
it's-
Yeah,
this is
that was a common bring for me while I was mocking him. So we'll see if he's prepared for it. I think he knows better than to keep clicking double edge here.
right. And just gonna let this Spidops go down. Notably, this Spidops is citrus berry, but it didn't even get to the 50% mark. It's
Exactly.
273.
Just barely. But that Spidops did so much work.
It did its
Taking
job.
out really getting maximum value out of low tier mons.
Yeah, I do love Spidops, and was sad that I could not snag it for myself, but you know, it's a good mod. It's a good mod. We're seeing Lucida is gonna die, and yeah, it's just how it is.
I love the big axe that comes out on top of the head of a terrestrialization.
So now, if you're gold, you're like, man, I want to bring the Primarina in on this, and you're just gonna have to let your Staraptor come in, and then if you're Talon, you're like, okay, this thing's gonna click Terra Fire, like Terra Blast, and try to kill me, and so
Yeah, but you can't willingly switch in an Entei. It's at 50%.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
Terra
and with
Fire
that
is still my
voice
2-hit.
But I think Entei has given its longevity, like it's done its job. And if you're gold, you just have to put Terra Fire, and then if you're Talon, you have to predict the Terra Blast, because you see the big giant fire on top of this Raptor's head. Yeah, otherwise,
Yeah, I mean,
this
like-
this is your win.
sorry.
Good work, team.
I mean, I'm interested. So we do see the Entei coming back in here. So we'll be able to take one of these. And one of the interesting things to note as well is I don't believe that they've shown if they have. They haven't shown their 4 moves, so they still don't know if this has extreme speed or not.
Correct.
I think Entei can take 2 based on that roll. It looked like it did
Oh yeah.
less than
That is
half
a
of-
tough roll. Do we know what Talon's last mon is? Is it Greninja?
It's Greninja, yeah.
It is Greninja, yeah.
Okay.
So as long
That
But it doesn't do much against this Primarina, whatever, you know, it does. So, and there's no
yeah,
power.
really only one fight that's the
It's
Raptor.
actually a dead Pokemon.
I mean, even still, actually, with the sticky webs up, I don't see Greninja doing too much because I think everything, or the Staraptor would outspeed it, and as long as that thing has double edge, that thing's going down.
Right. So, these webs proving to be a lot more annoying than, you know, what Talon was expecting, but nevertheless.
we do see Gold opt to switch into the Primarina, as he's been doing all game. Will Talon make the read? Clicks agility. Interesting.
You've already used your Terra. Gold can just pretty safely click start.
Well,
Yeah.
Does Aquajet kill?
Aquajet might.
Does Aquajet
I mean,
kill?
I don't
We don't.
think so. If this is a bulky Entei, right?
Gold's calcing that right now. Does Aquajet kill this set?
You know, I wouldn't be
could probably
surprised if it
base
was
the
a roll.
damage off of the Terra Fire and figure out from there if Aquajet would kill.
Dude, that
It did
four
seem to be more
attack
of a
is coming in
defensive
clutch.
set.
We see Sacred Fire. We've seen Stop Attention. We've seen Agility. What is this last move?
It looks like on the sheet
Very
it has
well
Will-O-Wisp. So we
Oh.
don't see E-Speed, which is interesting. I guess they're trying to do like a Will-O-Wisp Stomping Tantrum combo, which we do see the Will-O-Wisp. But the miss!
Wow. And the
And
flip
the
turn
does
kills.
kill!
Wow. So that means Aquajet would have killed too, but
Yeah.
that was more fun. Wow. Wow, what a
We do get to
game.
save the Primarina for the Greninja now, worst case scenario.
I mean,
Correct. Now, it could have Gunk Shot, which if it is built well, you should have put Gunk Shot on the Greninja for the Primarina specifically. But it does not. According to the sets, it does not. So,
Yeah, so it really is just walled by this Primarina at this point.
yeah. Notably as well, though, Water Shuriken is priority and could kill here with a max roll 4 or 5 hit Water
Yeah, does-
Shuriken.
risk a Water Shuriken just opts
Again,
to go.
even though he doesn't have it, but it's there.
So, and to note that this Greninja could have just maybe even 2-hit KO'd if Talon had gone for a Sacred Fire on any of those turns.
Hmm.
And the light screen wears off.
Perfect timing for bringing in the Primarina. Now, it is Protean, so not super worried about Battle Bond. And I think
Correct.
because Gold saw Surf, he's not worried about the Water Shuriken. Just has to be worried about the Gunk Shot. Even though the Greninja doesn't have it, that's what's probably going through Gold's mind. But I don't think he has any choice but to click Moonblast here. I guess he could click Flip Turn.
I would flip turn, tank whatever hit that this Greninja wants to do. Although you just lose if the Greninja does have Gunk Shot.
We could see a flinch here too.
True. We could see the extra sensory flinch. No commentator's curse today.
It is a 10%.
That's just only 10?
Yeah.
I thought extra sensory was 20.
Is it 20? Maybe it is 20.
Well,
I'll
Dr.
look it up.
Professor Playmaker is in commentator, not chat. So how are we gonna get our answer?
Well, I these answers without even looking it up. So I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is 20. I'm thinking of like a different move. I think so.
Mhm.
10% chance.
10%. Fuck that
Yeah.
Playmaker here.
I'll never doubt you again. Until the next
Yeah.
one.
Was West Buster sticky?
So we do see them just kind of hovering over the double edge, which I don't think is a terrible play, because what do they got left? The Hoopa? And that thing doesn't want to teal... Or actually, I forgot
It
this
doesn't
was
want to
maybe-
take
Terra Steel.
Yeah, but can
Yeah,
it take two?
this is a
It's
mind
defense
game at this
status.
point.
It doesn't want to take 2. The Primarina's utility is.
Oh. I think U-turn is the right choice here because even on the Switch, even if Greninja kills, you put it in range of Terra Fire or Terra Blast, and you end up in on the Primarina. You come in and now you're freely clicking. I guess here's no harm, no foul. But I was under the assumption of the switch of the Hoopa could have been a little better to have U-turned.
That's fair. I can see what you're saying.
If only this Hoopa had Trick Room, man. And then this game would
Yeah,
just...
that's what we're missing out on.
And we see the gunk shot miss.
The Primarina!
It does miss. That's interesting. If you're clicking Gunk Shot here, didn't we already see Terra Blast? You could have easily clicked Terra Blast, I think, if you were gonna read the Primarina bring.
Instead, you are just... Well, the thing is, you can't risk gold just going for a double edge and then taking whatever chip and then gold then going for a surf.
I think that was Talon showing that he didn't know that that's a banded or choice locked Star Raptor.
I don't know. I think whichever way you put it, because like the Staraptor, you know, I think he knew it was choice based on how it was switching out. You know, when it was locked in a double edge versus when it was locked into the Terra Blast. I think he knew it was choice. I think he just predicted this Primarina to come out and was like, okay, let me just click what I know is going to kill. Because Talon could have easily just clicked the double edge. And yeah, see, I think you would have just been better off going for percent headbutt in that case, as opposed to gunk shot. I mean, yeah, you increase your odds by 5% of landing the hit. And at the end of the day, when you click a move that's more than 70% accurate, you're expecting to hit it, right? And when it doesn't hit, you're just like...
Well, it comes down to this...
And yeah, if we come down to another 1-0 with the Talon, living up to the legend he's making.
Yeah, I think
it's very true.
Cares about one thing and one thing only, and that's setting a record.
Yep. Terra Blast comes out and does enough to take out the Hoopa. Hoopa's defense significantly less strong than its special defense. But Star Raptor coming in clutch at the end here. We've got Talon back in the chat. We've got Gold back in the chat. What another nail biter. Talon, stop doing this to us. 1-0 matches. This is crazy. You can't keep doing this.
He can't keep getting away with this.
I can't even believe that it was a 1-0 in the first place.
Why?
Well, the Sneasler set popped off.
Sure
It
did.
sure did.
Yeah.
But do you know how much priority Gold had on his team?
Well, I saw, what did I see? I saw Spide Ops.
All right, let's pull up this header. We had First Impression, we had Quick Attack, we had Sucker Punch, we had Aqua Jet. Am I missing any?
No, that's the priority.
No,
I did not have fake out this week, but if I did have fake out, maybe I actually would have survived because I left that thing on like 1 HP.
You sure did. The 3 mons that were left that were in against the Sneasler all had some form of priority. So we were just sitting here like, which one's Gold gonna pick?
I'm
opting for the
wheel
Spud
truthfully, when Sneasler lived the Thunder Punch there, and I was on 3, I was like, thank God I went Swords Dance because, Gold, did you know that +2 Sneasler at 3 HP can OHKO and Iron Hands?
I had actually seen a Custap Endure reversal set, but it never got that low, so I didn't do the calc for like what it would be on actually 1 HP. So no, I knew that I could live if you were above like 15%. But I did not calculate on that range.
Yeah, I have not played a Spide Ops in literally like 2 years. So I didn't know it got First Impression. That's first and foremost. Second, and more importantly, I realized it the second I switched in Metagross. This fucking thing gets stakeout, doesn't it?
Yep. It sure does. That was a dead Metagross.
Yep. It's a good thing I didn't go Hoopa there.
That
We
I don't think
loved-
even without the
we loved
stakeout,
your
I think you
Ironhead
would have
play
died.
on the Masquerada, just for the record.
I mean, I was racking my brain whether or not that was a choice band set or a boot set or maybe even a focus sash. That was why I brought the Entei with Rocky Helmet. I brought that specifically to break a focus sash.
Nice.
It was Focus
That's-
Sash
I like
Masquerada,
that. It was
so
Focus Sash.
yeah, that's exactly what it was.
I brought it to break the focus sash, and also, damn, I wish I hit the Willow there, because then I would have been faster than the Star Raptor and Stomping Tantrum would have KO'd.
I had quick attack. I would have quick attack there and then switched
God
it out.
damn it.
I was not risking that Staraptor to anything. Every time it came in, it either outsped or click quick attack. That was why I had to switch out against the Greninja to scout for the Water Shuriken. Once you didn't go for it, I thought you probably didn't have it. I didn't think you would read the switch there. Maybe periodic switching it was really predictable, but I was like, if you have Water Shuriken, it feels kind of required to click. So once I didn't see it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back into Staraptor. But it ended up in a really interesting endgame because of your Protean as opposed to Battle Bond, U-turn wasn't killing, and I didn't want to come back in, and I guess I could have gone Primarina, like U-turned into Primarina and then gone for Terra Blast immediately, and then just Terra Blasted both Mons. I think it's the same endgame, but that's why I had to go Double Edge, sack Primarina, back in with Terra Blast. But
No, I mean that.
yeah, I didn't know your item. I didn't know if you were like Akka Berry in a crazy turn of events for for exactly Terrifier Staraptor. So I was like, okay, this feels a little safer to do it this way. But
Admittedly, it was not. Again, like I honestly, I will tell you this: the Sneasler set, I threw it together. There was a part of me that threw it together as a joke. There was literally a part of me that threw it together as a joke. I was like, okay, maybe this can work. And if it does, this will be the most funniest thing ever. And also, I realized after I died to First Impression that Endure would have gone first.
yes, I think you're right. I think Endure actually would have
Endure-
worked there.
Endure has +4 priority,
Yeah.
and First Impression has +3.
Well, I mean, the reason the Sneasler popped off so hard is because you got a Dire Claw poison immediately.
Oh, yeah, that was
Not
the
poison,
first
Dire Claw
stack,
sleep
too.
immediately.
Sleep.
Like I clicked a Life Orb Fiery Dance, and that does like 70 to 80%, and then I have Flame Charge, so I could possibly, wait for that Endure to pop, or, just have 70 to 80%, then can just click Quick Attack or Aqua Jet or anything with anything, and not have to dance so much around it, lose 2 Mons. That 2 turns of sleep, turn 1 or whatever it was after the switches, was just... It was so unfortunate because Iron Moth has such a good offensive matchup here, and just...
Oh no, it definitely did.
And I knew that I was risking it, right, by going into it, but I was like, I'm not like, the only other Mon that, like, is any justifiable thing here is the Spidops, and actually I think webs are my savior, so I valued that more than the Iron Moth, and I don't know if anyone has ever in the history of Pokemon said I valued my Spidops more than my Iron Moth, but I did, and I really felt like, the Staraptor needed to outspeed the Sandy Shocks, and the Greninja in the endgame, so I was like, I have to find a way to get those webs up at some point during the battle.
Yeah, admittedly, like when I was looking at your team and whatnot, I was scared shitless of the Donphan coming because I felt like Donphan had just like almost a McFree matchup against my team. I've got an Entei, I've got a Sneasler, I got a Metagross, I got a Sandy Shocks, I got a Galarian Weezing. Like I was just like racking my brain about, okay, what the hell can I do to stop this Mon? And the only things that came to mind were A, screens on Sandy Shocks, B, maybe get a sleep with Sneasler, C, burn it with Entei, or D, it doesn't come. And truthfully, I figured option D was the absolute wrong answer.
It did. So what's funny is literally this week, if you actually look at my calc, I just kept pushing from my my team builder on Showdown into the calc, and I just kept updating the sets that I was changing, but I didn't delete any of the previous sets. Every single Pokemon on my roster is in my calc. Having had a set that I brought to a mock, trying to like figure out the 6. And I think I remember saying to Joe at one point, I was like, look, I don't know if Spidops is right. And I actually agree with you. I think Donphan over Spidops probably was correct in this matchup. But I was like, but I have not seen a Spidops matchup this good ever. And I'm bringing it. And so I think you're right that Donphan got the boot for this bug. And it came in with got 2 kills, you know? Like that's a
did its job.
yeah. And I actually what's crazy is I ran enough speed on it to outspeed uninvested Galarian Weezing, and I have taunt so that you can't defog my webs away. Because I knew that was a very safe switch into it if you had it with you, and obviously defog would be there pretty much exclusively for webs. And so I was like, I'm just gonna run a bananas amount of speed on this Spidops to stop Galarian Weezing from defogging the webs if I do get them up and end up in that situation.
Yeah, and like, I mean, again, Sneasler popped off early in the early game, and when I saw Staraptor come out and it didn't have Intimidate, I was like, okay, I already know what this Staraptor is. This is Reckless. This is probably Choice Band. Let's just see what Terra it is.
Yeah, and Joe mentioned Terra Ground. Looking at the roster you brought, I think that would have arguably been better than Terra Fire. It would have certainly been more spammable. But I liked Terra Fire because it gave me a resistance to Bullet Punch from Metagross, as well as not being able to be burned by Entei's Sacred Fire in the event that I needed to take one. So it felt like that was the right Terra for the matchup. But yeah, I think Terra Ground might have had a better offensive, just like click this button instead of click Double Edge a bunch of times. But Staraptor is a high base HP. I'm actually always surprised by how high its base HP is. So it can live a few recoil hits from its own Double Edges and Brave Birds.
Admittedly, also looking back at it, going for Light Screen when you really only had physical attackers left was probably not the best decision. I should have went for Reflect, because then Sandy Shocks would have lived against Staraptor, and I probably could have spammed Earth Power more freely.
Yeah, if there's a Reflect up, I'm going to stall it out more. I'm going to click something like U-turn and go into the Spidops and just kind of try to stall out a couple more turns of it and kill it at the proper time when it's going to run out. I assume you were Light Clay. I didn't actually count the light screen turns.
I was. Yeah, I was Screens, Light Clay, and then again the Custap Berry Sneasler tech. Like if I did. Also, I'm looking at a priority right now. Endure is +4, and First Impression is actually +2. I'm actually surprised at that. I could have sworn it was +3.
No, First Impression's +2, Fake Out's +3. I think it's the only +3 move.
Nah, Quick Guard, Upper Hand, and Wide Guard.
Oh, okay. Upper Hand's +3? Interesting. Okay.
Because it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because
it has to go before the other priority moves.
Well, no, you have to be readying a priority move, so...
Yeah.
But it also has to be a damaging priority move for it to work. So all of the moves that are above it are
the non-damaging
status protecting moves. The only move that you can work Upper Hand on with the same priority as Fake Out.
Yeah. I mean, it would have worked on my roster. Upper Hand would have absolutely dunked me. I brought so much priority. Your team is...
Yeah, but again...
Your team... I just didn't have the right calcs. I just could not find ways to, like, get your team to 0, right? That Sneasler is a perfect example. Like, I just kept leaving your team in all my mocks at, like, a couple %. So it ended up being just, like, Sucker Punch Meowscarada, Aqua Jet Primarina, Spidops with First Impression. Something's got to come in and be able to handle the Mon that's at, like, 2%, 7%, over and over again in mocks. That's what I was facing.
So Meowscarada had Sucker Punch?
It did have Sucker, yeah.
Let me see something here. So
I don't know how defensive your Metagross was.
216, 156, Impish.
Based on how much the knockoff
week,
did, Sucker Punch was a roll, I think.
It very well might have been. We'd have to go back and see where Metagross was to act, because you were Max Jolly, right?
Meowscarada? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Max Stack Jolly.
Yeah, then it was definitely a roll. Otherwise, because if it was Adamant, it was probably like just a guarantee. But like I was just scared that you were a choice band set, so I was like, you know what? There is a chance here because I was at 318 when you clicked knockoff, and if you were choice band Jolly, it is a 6.3% chance for you to have knocked me out there with knockoff.
Meowscarada's a messed up mon.
It is, and to be honest, I nearly clicked agility on that turn instead of just going for the raw damage with Metagross and knocking out Meowscarada, because then I would have been at +2 speed with +2 attack. If I live the Sucker Punch, I knock out Meowscarada, and then also, yeah, I wouldn't be able to live the incoming Spidop's first impression or all that hullabaloo.
But you did maintain the 1-0 streak that you've had all season long. And incredible.
And again, I'm keeping steady with you guys with the points.
Honestly, yeah,
So,
that's a huge deal. I mean, we'll talk about it at the recap stream later what the exact points are, but as of right now, with a couple matches left to be played, you're literally within one win of being in a playoff position, despite the record showing that like I'm 4-1, you're 1-4, and I'm 3 points ahead of you.
And it's a good thing points are the first tiebreaker.
Yeah, points are the first tiebreaker. It doesn't matter if I go like 9-1 and you go 2-8. If you have more points than me, you will take that spot.
Yeah, even though I'm pretty sure if you go 9-1, I think that's physically impossible for somebody at 2-8. Because that would be...
If you use your differential week correctly, I think it might be possible. But I also would be surprised if I go 9-1.
Would that be 1 week of, using the differential on a win and I go 6-0?
Yeah, let's say that.
6 points. Then if I get a 4-0 or greater win, that's 3 points. And then if I lose the 8 games by 8 points, by 0-2 or closer, like I am,
yeah,
that'd be 8 points, so that's 17. And
if I win if I win 5 weeks, or I'm at 9. So if I win 5 weeks at 2 points, right?
That's
from this
10.
point on, that's 10, and you'd have 7. You said 17, so then you'd actually be ahead of me because you're only 3 points behind. Or you had 17 total? Okay, I'd have 19. I'd have 19 total, and you'd have 17 total. With that,
Exactly.
But so you have to go 3-7 instead.
I'd have to go 3-7, and I'd also I would need Finn to royally F the bet, so to speak.
But there's still a lot of season left. I would certainly not. I don't think. I mean, the way you're playing, you're not going to go 3-7. Like you are so close to getting all of these wins, and you're playing really, really well this season. Honestly, record notwithstanding. I don't think it's
reflective. Saying that at the beginning of the match that your record is not reflective of how well you've been playing this season.
I would agree with that entirely, because if I'm not mistaken, I think Gold can pull up the archives. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I've been like 1-4 at the bye weeks before, but I don't think I was ever like this at the bye week, where it's like one thing being a little different. Also, how bulky was your Spidos by chance?
48 HP.
Only 48?
Yeah.
No other investment?
Nope, not for bulk.
Was it Sash?
No, it was Citrus.
Wow. And you only have first impression as your priority, or you have something else?
No, that's my only priority.
I should have endured, because reversal or dire... Even reversal, I'm shocked at this. +2 Sneasler, 1 HP reversal, 140 to 165% on a Spidops. That's a resisted hit.
That's crazy.
And
Yeah,
it
the
does-
Spied Ops absolutely would have gone down. I would have had to sack it, go like Pre-Marina, and then click Aqua Jet from there, which would eventually beat the Sneasler, but without the webs, it would have been a really difficult endgame, so...
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, again, I'm definitely pleased with the fact that I'm giving you guys good matches, which is exactly what I want to do. I mean, again, it's just a here or there that literally could be the make or break point for the matches. And well, now next week I get to play.
Nobody, it's the bye week. Take a week off, enjoy yourself.
It's the bye week. Yay.
Yay.
No, I do have to play. Well, no, I do have to play somebody just in 2 weeks, and it's
It's the other Atlanta team. It's Playmaker.
oh son of a playmaker. Oh.
It's Atlanta versus
Oh,
Atlanta.
but
I think that one will be a real test of whether or not I can keep this streak going.
Joe, are you gonna say something?
I was gonna say, great battle to you both. We've been streaming for a little over an hour and a half at this point. I was gonna give Rotom an opportunity for some last comments. You guys have a couple opportunities for some last comments, and then say let's wrap up.
Yeah, I mean, you guys had words. Okay. You guys had an amazing battle. Very entertaining. There was some crazy stuff that happened, like that sleep and the whole reversal stuff. Very close match. Love to see the 1-0s. You really are setting that legend. And I mean, yeah, those are my final thoughts. Do you guys have any?
Well, I also want to
can
say
I-
that your game was also
Can I
really
make
fun
a
to
joke
watch.
to the? Can I make a joke to the commissioner?
Fire away.
If I go 10 weeks of 1-0 matches, honorary playoff spot for me.
I will, as long as they're not you're not fixing the games at all, and it is an honorable 1-0 every week. I will potentially take you up
I
on
would
that.
love to figure out how to fix 1-0 games.
Okay, Joe, if I'm going to be fully honest with you, late in that game, there was a part of me that felt like Gold was trying to, quote-unquote, fix it to make it a 1-0 because he wants to have the match between his other commissioner and me be to potentially break that streak of consecutive 1-0 games.
No. I would have loved to win that game by more. I did not want that game to be that close, and I was stressed from the beginning. I mean, you were up early, and I was fighting from behind for a long time. So,
Which is definitely saying more than previous years. And I'm pretty sure previous years you have routinely whooped my ass.
I'm genuinely impressed, and like I don't mean that say that lightly or just like a throwaway comment. I am genuinely impressed that you've been playing the season all season long. I was terrified to play you. I think you're in really good form, and I knew this was going to be a really grindy, tough match because you have not given anyone an inch. Like it's been every turn has been a fight. And I do want to commend you for that.
Great battle to you both. We're going to wrap it up there. Thank you all for joining this doubleheader. It was an absolute blast commentating with you, Rotom, with you, Gold, Play. I know you hopped off already, but great commentating with you as well. Rotom, great first job. That wasn't awkward at all. You did fantastic. Keep it up.
Hey,
We'd love to see you.
I
We'd
mean,
love to have you around.
I'll be trying.
Excellent. That's all we ask. You keep showing up. You keep trying. We want you to be here. So appreciate everybody. And in the great words of the Goldo Dragon, take care, everybody.